hold off the Celtics for their 4th title in the last 8 seasons. The 103-90 win in Game 6, and now they're celebrating in Boston. We'll have post-game coverage, including coach and player press conferences on both sides. And, well, it already smells like champagne in here. Welcome back into the TD Garden. I'm Kristen Ledlow alongside Grant Hill, Steve Smith, Isaiah Thomas. We're with you for the next, well, it's going to be a while.
Somebody daddy up in here.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, somebody daddy up in here.
You get one, man, you can get one. And you got one, man. That's all I love.
Congrats, boy.
I'm happy for him, man.
Is this one for the family or is this one for Junior?
It's for him. It's that for the family, man. It's got to be for him, man. Always
Get a headset.
You want to sit down for a minute? Yeah, come to work. Let's do it. Yeah.
All he did for 6 years, man, struggling the way he struggled, man, and everybody cutting him and don't give him opportunity, and then he comes in and play really big like this. I think this is for him. I think this is more satisfying for him. I had to go over there and get him off the bench because he was crying. He didn't want to participate, but you got to participate in this, and I'm just really proud of him right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great moment. I mean, when you think about, the fathers and the sons on that team. I mean, you got Curry, Thompson, Peyton. I mean, it really is a beautiful thing for the NBA brotherhood to see the kids.
Yeah.
To see the kids become champions. It's pretty awesome.
Yes.
Pretty awesome.
Zeke is great, man. And you got to understand, man, a father to win a championship and a son to win a championship. It's only been 5 now. I guess me and Gary added to the crew. So I'm just happy to it, man. If I can see my kid do this and have fun, I'm just really happy for him.
And what was better, you winning a championship or watching him win one?
You know what, Grant, watching him win the championship, because I think about it as this, and I play with all y'all, and we were winning championships and we was competing, but as being a father and see a son grow up and be around you as a ball boy and do the things that he do, and then he takes the trait from you and then comes and do the things he did, I think it's more satisfying me to see him today win the championship than it was for me.
Gary, we've been competing and we've been friends for so long. I've been watching you through this run, and you've been quiet. And I'd be sitting at home, they put the camera on you, and you sitting there like this. Proper. I said, that shows me the dad that you wanted all the shine for him. And that's what we talked about in San Francisco, and it's been the same. I just commend you.
Thank you.
And so happy because I know the journey he's went through, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah, Smitty, you know what? It's not my time. Everybody always want to do interviews with me and then and talk about him and stuff. I turn down interviews because this is not about me. It's not about Gary Payton. It's about Gary Payton II. Yeah. And I turned down interviews because I said, talk to him. Please get all the story from him. You know what I mean? It don't matter about me. It's not about me. That's why I sit down on the bench. I don't go crazy. I don't do nothing because I don't want the camera always on me, focusing on me. Focus on him on that floor. And that's what they did, and he showed up. And that's all I can say is that he showed up, and that was great for him.
How do you sum up the growth that you've seen from him this season?
You know what? I always get joy when people come up to me and say, your son is a great guy. Forget the basketball. The growth of doing that is better for me, and I think that was a growth for me for him to do that. And I'm just really happy of him because people come up to me and say, your son is a great guy and he's a great kid, and then basketball comes next. And I just love it when I can see my son go to this level, get a championship, and now he's here. It's Gary II. It don't have to be Gary Payton no more. Don't look at me no more. Put his picture right next to mine because he's done it.
Hey, Gary.
Yes.
His mama did a great job, man.
She did a good job. Hey, look here. She the one. She had the birthing, so I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a part of it. I'm good with that.
Congratulations to your family. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you guys for having me, man. That's it. Thank you.
Family.
We love you,
man. We love you.
Love you guys, too. All right.
Congrats, man.
Again, the Warriors have won it. a fourth championship.
Congratulations, champ.
In 8 seasons. And Coach Steve Kerr is addressing the media now.
Steve, what separates this championship from the others you've won with this franchise?
I'll answer that in a second, but first I want to say congrats to the Celtics on a great series. They were incredible. Their defensive athleticism and length and toughness was really tough to overcome. And they had us on the ropes in this series and had a tremendous season. Since I've been here, we've lost in the finals twice, and it's devastating, to get this far and to come up short. And I got a lot of friends across that hall, between Ime and Will Hardy, Damon Stoudemire, Aaron Miles, a bunch of really good friends and guys I've coached in FIBA, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, great group of guys. And so I genuinely feel for them because I know what it's like to lose at this point. But they had an amazing run, and it was a great series. I forget your question now, CJ. Well, they're all unique. They're all special. I think this one may have been the most unlikely, just from the standpoint of where we've been the last couple of years. A lot of unknowns with injuries to Clay, Draymond at the end of the year, Steph at the end of the year. A lot of young guys, kind of a new core, or a new group around our core, I should say. But it's really special to see guys like Wiggs and Loon and Gary Payton, just how far they've come, the impact they made. Jordan Poole, same thing. And I know I'm going to forget people, but it takes a full team effort to do this. And we just had a great group who got it done.
We'll go next to Dan on the right.
Hey, Steve, Dan Wicke, Los Angeles Times, congratulations. You've been around greatness a ton in your career. What do you make of Steph? And does he still kind of put you into awe the way maybe he did the first year you were with him?
He does, because what he does at his size is so different from, the traditional greats in this league. I've said it many times, Steph reminds me so much of Tim Duncan. Obviously totally different players, but from just a humanity standpoint, from a talent standpoint, humility, confidence. It's this wonderful combination that just makes everybody want to win for him. And I'm obviously thrilled for everyone in that room. And a lot of people had a big hand in this, but I think the thing with Steph is, without him, none of this happens, and that's not taking anything away from Joe and Peter's ownership, because they're amazing owners, built an incredible organization. Bob Myers, a hell of a GM, and, our players, we've had so many great players, but Steph ultimately is, why this run has happened, much like Timmy in San Antonio. And so I'm happy for everybody, but I'm thrilled for Steph. To me, this is his crowning achievement in what's already been an incredible career.
Howard on the left.
Howard Beck from Sports Illustrated. Congrats, Steve. On the broadcast, Jeff Van Gundy said this, and I think he meant this as a compliment, but this was the least talented group that you guys have won a championship with. And again, I think he meant that as partially a compliment to you and your staff. It was different for that reason. How do you think you guys managed to reach this height again with, if you agree with that premise, a less talented group, and as you said, against obviously a very tough defense in Boston? Kind of what shone through with all that?
Well, I think that comment is all relative, right? I mean, we had Kevin Durant for 3 years with this core group. Those teams were untouchable. you know, this team has been compared to our first championship team in 15. Maybe there are some similarities, but this is still a really talented group of players. So, you know, not taking anything away from Jeff's comment, but I think he's speaking relatively. Our defense was spectacular in this series, especially the last 3 games. And the Celtics had the best defense in the league, but we were right behind them. And I think what made this group really special was, besides the obvious with Steph, was the defensive intensity and versatility. And for that, you know, Draymond is the guy to point to, the leader of it all. But the additions of Wiggs, Gary Payton, the return of Clay, the emergence of Loon, it all factored in. And I've been really lucky to be part of a lot of these in my career. And I have yet to see a team that wasn't elite defensively win a championship. So
yes, get out here. General Manager Bob Myers with the bare feet and the gold goblet.
Yeah, you played a hard game, man. Let's go, Bob. Hey, that number 35, man, you played a hard game.
Joe Lacob, Peter Goober also joining us at the desk now. Joe, I'll start with you. How is this championship different than the others that have been won over the last 8 seasons?
Well, first of all, I think we both feel incredibly fortunate to have these players, this coaching staff, all of our staff that frankly got us to this point. But the first one is always special, no doubt. I mean, it's hard to replace that. But this one, to me, has special significance because we struggled the last 2 years. We had big injuries. Clay had to come back from big injury. A lot of people said we, didn't do enough on the roster and so many different things. And I think the fact that we were able to do this and win it, and on the parquet floor where both of us are originally from,